All the groundwork has been done in the lead up to the World Cup. But what was also stated last night by Fabrizio, I think Ornstein also echoed this as well. July is going to be a very, very busy month indeed for Arsenal. July is going to be a time where you see a lot of business, some good players come through the door, a few exits as well. A quiet June. And the reason it was quiet, and we spoke about this yesterday on the live Done Deal show, Arsenal just wanted a little bit of time to take stock. They were working on the players. They were making sure they weren't going to lose out on any top targets. If another club had emerged and maybe started to turn Rodgers' head, they'd have acted. They'd have got it done. But they actually wanted to sit and take stock after winning the Premier League, after reaching a Champions League final. Yes, they do a lot of work in the build-up to the end of the season. But it was, and sometimes in life, pausing is a very important way to move forward. Go, right, we've ended the season. We know what we want to do next. We know the players. Let's go buy them. Sometimes we know the players that have got to leave. Sometimes you've got to pause, take a break, have a holiday, reflect, go back at your notes, reassess, watch some game footage back, talk to people internally. Are we making the right decision? You may end up 4 weeks later coming to the exact same conclusion. You run the test again, comes out with the same answers. Just do it. You may find that you change your mind on a particular player that leaves or a certain profile you're trying to sign. And as long as you're doing the groundwork on your main targets and you're not at risk of losing them, which hasn't happened to Arsenal. Yes, they lost out on young Jeremy Manga, but they haven't lost out on Rodgers. Still wants them. Zola still wanted them. Bruno G only wants them. They've done that work. They've got the players to commit, show a desire, and say no to everybody else. Perfect way for a club to run transfers. They're now going to move. So I know there's been a lot of Arsenal fans that have been online, frustrated, annoyed, wanting some of these deals to progress a little bit quicker. But I don't necessarily think they needed to. And you would think after years of this rebuild, getting into title races, maintaining that level, winning the league, there would be more patience. And some Arsenal fans, of course, have had patience. Others, and I kind of get the moaners, the Arteta outlaw. I'm not really talking about them. I'm talking about normally quite sane, level-headed Arsenal fans really starting to panic a little bit. But the Rodgers bid feels imminent at this point. I know England are still officially in the World Cup because there's a third place playoff tomorrow, but they're out of it now. He'll return. I get the feeling what Arsenal will do is say to the player, come in, we're going to bid, get the medical done, do the welcome. Then you go off on holiday and have a rest. The good thing from an Arsenal perspective is Rodgers didn't play a great deal of football at the World Cup. Yes, he's still been training, but 2-3 weeks holiday and rest, come back. You probably could get him in for the early part of the season. He'll be chomping at the bit to play as well, you could imagine, really raring to go. Bruno G already a week or so into his holidays, if that deal happens, which it looks.
Yeah, to be honest, it's unbelievable. At the first time I saw it, I thought it was AI, and it wasn't even real. But yeah, it's funny how life works sometimes. It has these special situations that you think is scripted by someone, but it's just how, you know, life works and the coincidence of life. And yeah, it's unbelievable that two of the best players that have played the game, and hopefully Lamine in the future will be one of those, share a picture like that one. And yeah, hopefully we're gonna see a very bright final with those two protagonists at their peak and playing and giving all the fans a big spectacle.
We'll also explore how the image remained largely unknown for years before suddenly resurfacing and spreading across social media. Once fans discovered the connection between Messi and the young Barcelona sensation, the photograph quickly became a global talking point, symbolizing the passing of the torch from one generation to the next. The photographer has since shared the fascinating story behind the session, describing how the photo almost never happened and reflecting on the incredible coincidence that turned an ordinary assignment into a historic football moment. The video also looks at Lamine Yamal's extraordinary rise through Barcelona's academy, his rapid breakthrough into first-team football, and why many believe he represents the future of both Barcelona and Spanish football. We'll analyze his playing style, remarkable maturity despite his young age, and the qualities that have already made him one of the most exciting young players in the world. Of course, we'll also revisit Lionel Messi's legendary career, from his early days at La Masia to becoming Barcelona's all-time leading scorer, winning countless trophies, lifting the FIFA World Cup with Argentina, and cementing his legacy as one of football's greatest icons. We'll discuss how Messi has inspired an entire generation of footballers, including young stars like Lamine Yamal. We'll examine why this photograph has resonated so deeply with football supporters. Beyond simply showing two famous players together, it tells a unique story about destiny, timing, and football's incredible ability to connect different generations. Very few images capture the sport's history so perfectly, making this one of the most unforgettable football photographs ever taken. As always, we'll separate the verified facts from the myths surrounding the image, explain the true story behind the photograph, and discuss why it continues to fascinate millions of football fans around the world.